All right, let's continue with the last presentations for the day. We still have six presentations for the day. So our next company is Aston Holding. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here in Munich. I am Thomas Ullrich, as they say here, in Germany. I'm the good son of two Donauer Schwab, and they immigrated to Canada by way of Neu-Ulm and Meissen. And anyways, it's great to be here. It's great to be in a place where they actually pronounce my name correctly. So I'm very happy to be here. I am CEO of Aston Holdings. What Aston Holdings is all about, a couple things. We are focused on copper. We love the fundamentals of copper. We love high-grade copper. That is really what we think is most in demand with mining companies or with the companies that are going to take our projects to the next level. We are an exploration company, and we do have a little bit of precious metals, but our main focus is on copper. We are working in the Canadian Arctic. This image here, I think, gives you an idea of the lay of the land in Nunavut. It is essentially broken limestone rock at the surface. It's extremely flat. There's very little to no vegetation, very little animal life. It is a fantastic spot to do exploration, and we're very privileged to be working in Nunavut with the Inuit. They're great partners with us there, and we look forward to advancing these projects with their help. Of course, I will be making some forward-looking statements. Nunavut itself, again, it is a fantastic jurisdiction. We have two projects up there. One, our Storm Copper project is quite far north. It's just south of the old Polaris mine. That's important. We are far north, but you don't have to speculate whether you can mine up there. Cameco mined lead zinc mine at Polaris for over 20 years, into the early 2000s. We also have Nanocivic as well, another lead zinc mine. We can mine up there. We know it's doable. Our other project is Epworth, also a copper play. It is down on the mainland, but again, a really great location, a quite favorable spot. We're in a spot that's not in any environmentally sensitive areas for caribou calving or migrations. We don't have any marine or sort of fisheries issues or restrictions. Some great spots to work just logistically. But the other important thing to note is where we are strategically here. We are located, this blue line here is the Northwest Passage. This is a strategically extremely important spot for North American sovereignty, and we think it's going to be really help us be a great thing for Canadian sovereignty to get a mine and get this area up and running. Nunavut itself has a very well-defined permitting process, and that is extremely important. Business-like certainty, and we have it in Nunavut. For our Storm project, we're well advanced on the permitting pathway already, and a lot of those permitting and community engagement works have been underway. We've really been working in this area since 2014. We have some great relationships with the communities, and really think that things are moving along very nicely. In addition to the Northwest Passage, which is important for both Storm and our Epworth project, Epworth itself is actually landlocked. The great thing about Storm is it's on an island, and when you're on an island, you're never too far from the coast. And for base metals mines, this is absolutely critical. You need to be able to get bulk products in and out, and shipping is obviously the cheapest and most efficient way to do that. For Epworth, we are a bit landlocked there, but the good news is that there is a road that has actually just been sanctioned and is actually being advanced by the Canadian government. There's some initiatives to sort of fast-track some projects. There's a road that's going to go, all-weather road, from Isaac Lake, which is an MMG base metal mine, and also the old Lupin gold mine. It's going to go north up to the Arctic coast, all-weather road. And they're also thinking of, at the moment we have a winter road that runs from Yellowknife to that sort of Isaac Lake area. But upgrading that and making that a full all-weather road that actually will finally connect mainland Canada to the Arctic Ocean. And that would, for us to have that run, close by our project, it opens up the possibility, takes away, I think, that restriction of this being landlocked or being restricted by, various caribou or other fisheries problems. This is a great thing for us. So it's an absolutely great spot to work. And we're very happy to be there. Just quickly about the company, I've been with the company for over a decade here. Some great directors. We won't spend too much time on that. We'll just go right into why Aston Bay is a great opportunity. I've spoken a bit about our Storm Copper project. What we have there is right at the surface, very high-grade mineralization. We have a resource on this, pretty significant resource. We think it still has extreme upside potential here, but we've decided this at the moment. We're going to put a pin on this resource, start the development and permitting process for that, get this to the point where we can get to a revenue-generating position, and obviously, for a junior exploration company to have revenue coming in, that is a great spot to be. The storm itself, 90% of the copper is right at the surface. 90% of the copper is right at the surface. It is a sediment-hosted style of copper mineralization. I sort of use the line, this is like Congo-style copper, but in Canada. That's what we're looking for here. And it has that potential, to be really extremely large, extremely high grade. That's a great thing about sediment-hosted copper. It's a very simple mineralogy, essentially chalcocite mineralization. For those of you not familiar, chalcocite is a 80% copper mineral. It's very easy. The metallurgy is very simple, and that allows for a very low capex mine style of extraction, let's say, and a very efficient processing and recovery. We're well on our way towards a PFS. We're going straight to a PFS on this project. We expect that out in January or February. And essentially, the plan is to do an ore sorting operation, essentially a modified DSO, direct ship type of project. Very low capex, very low footprint, small footprint, fantastic ESG qualities. With an ore sorting operation, you don't require any water. There's no effluent discharge. You don't require any reagents, that could be hazardous to the environment. It has all the great, no tailings, most importantly, no tailings, great ESG qualities. We think that will allow this to be, permitted, in a very expedient way. Very happy to have that. We have some fantastic partners on that project. We are with American West Resources, an Australian company. They've earned in an 80-20 on its joint venture. Aston Bay is free carried to bankable feasibility study, so that means we have no required expenditures here. Very important for a junior company to be able to advance a project and get it moving without spending our own money. So that's great. American West, obviously an aggressive Australian junior. It's great to have that kind of a partner. But in addition to American West, we have a couple other partners. Taurus Gold Royalties has bought a 0.95% royalty on this in exchange for about $17 million in cash payments. Again, great to have a motivated partner such as a royalty company. Of course, they don't get to receive. They receive payback on their investment when this gets into production, so they are obviously eager to get this into production. We've also been extremely lucky to get Ocean Partners on an offtake agreement here. The agreement is roughly essentially the offtake agreement. So they've secured the rights for the offtake for the resource as it's defined in the JORC compliant resource, in exchange for 80% of the development costs of this mine. So that significantly de-risks the development for us, and it's a huge stamp of approval that if a company, a serious company like Ocean Partners is willing to come in on this project at this early stage, we don't even have the PFS done, but they see the potential here. They definitely want to see this project advanced as well. So that's great, and that's been kind of the main focus of the company. But what I really want to talk about here is our new project, Epworth. This has the potential to be Storm version 2, even bigger. It is, again, another one of these sediment-hosted style copper mineralizations. Has that potential to be those Central African copper belts size and grade, and that's really where we want to next steps for the company. But just quickly about Storm, we do have our maiden resource out, and it's about that. At the moment, this is just the stuff that's near the surface. We have made several new discoveries that have not been added to this resource, and we continue to do exploration. But we have about over 164,000 tons of copper metal, essentially right at the surface. That obviously, you can roughly do about $10,000 a ton US for that. That has some significant value here. And again, with the kind of low capex operation that we want to put into play here to extract that, you have to wait for the PFS to come out in the new year. I'm not allowed to talk about the numbers, but I can tell you that they are looking good, certainly so far. And of course, it still has that significant upside potential. So really, two stories at Storm. We got the high-grade development story that's well advanced, and that's going to be getting into production in the near term here. And we still have this, significant major discovery potential here. We have over 2,000 square kilometers of claims here. We go out, you walk out on the land, you find chalcocite at the surface, in every fault almost. Just this year we were doing some drilling in the geotechnical drilling in the pit walls, just for pit stability reasons. We hit some significant intercepts of copper mineralization. We keep finding more and more copper. This really has significant upside. And then when we can get this mine into development, into production, that's going to significantly reduce our exploration costs and really allow us to pick this thing apart. And of course, if we can do that from revenue generated from the operation, it'll allow us to do that, in a non-dilutive way to our shareholders, and really, increase our potential to find that really big thing. But speaking of the really big thing, Epworth, this is what is going to be Aston Bay's next big thing. You can see here that's a rock. That boulder is about the size of my head. You see some of the grades there, 61% copper and 5.6 kilograms per ton silver. Significant mineralizing system in play here. Obviously a very efficient mineralizing process. That's probably, well, we think that's from a vein. Veins are great. You can get some nice high grade there. But the real goal here is to find something that's big. You want one of those big stratigraphically hosted deposits. That's how you can really build tons. And with this style of mineralization, it can have significant grade. So we have very high grade rock samples that we've taken at the surface. The original claim block when we signed the deal was actually just in this red box here, quite a small area. We've significantly expanded that claim block now. Now it's well over 80 kilometers in strike length, about 14 kilometers in width. So it's a bit over 1,000 square kilometers. Very big claim block, very prospective mineralization. I always thought, that boulder really, that we picked up here is really just an indication of what could be happening at depth. And again, we want to find something that's happening in a stratiform layer, again, because we want to build those tons. We went and you can see some of the grades there, 37% copper. We have, some other significant up to 5 grams per ton gold. That's a nice little added credit here. Nice silver as well, obviously, and a little bit of vanadium. It's got a little bit of interesting things all over. Some cobalt as well. So significant critical mineral potential here. What we did was it was ticking all the boxes for geologically, and we won't go into the real deep details of it. It was ticking all the boxes for a significant potential sediment-hosted copper system. The geology was correct. We clearly had a very efficient mineralizing system indicated by those surface samples we were taking. The question is, well, could there be something big hidden at depth? And what we were missing was indication of that, and we went and we flew a property-wide mobile magnetotellurics. It's electrical EM, electrical survey, geophysical survey, and you can see it's significant in extent, 72 kilometers for the whole survey there. But we came up with some really large and significant conductors hidden at depth. So you see some of these are over 20 kilometers in strike length, some of these, and we are pretty much, we're pretty excited to be testing this. This is the potential for storm version 2 and potentially even bigger, and that's where we're going with this project. So that's really what I want to tell you about. We have fantastic catalysts coming up over the next year, and we'll be drilling Epworth next summer. So that's really it. Thank you very much.